extended upon his next door neighbor that was actually contagious. And not only did they do Doug Coe's next door neighbor's house, but Doug Coe was fawning over that so much that they came over and did the same thing at his place. So that is pretty doggone cool. So I am going to tell you, I am like the luckiest guy in the world to be around you people, without a doubt. And I'm like one of the oldest guys I know. I mean, like nobody older in longevity by a long shot than me, except Rose Holmberg. And Rose Holmberg is such an angel, and she is on her camera right now, but her face isn't moving, so I can't tell if she's actually hearing this. Rose, can you hear me? Unmute her, will you please? Rose. Hi, Rose.
Hey, sweet Rose.
Yes, I'm here.
How are you, Rose?
Fantastic.
Tell me a story. How was GoPro?
It was more than awesome.
Did you have a good time?
Absolutely. It was the best ever. We were once, we attended one other time, and this was, it was so good. I think the speakers and just Eric and everything, everyone improves, each month that they're in this business, they just keep improving. So it was awesome.
And that makes me happy. And did Randy have fun?
Yes, and what Randy said, here, I'll go get Randy in the other room.
All right, take your time.
Okay, Randy.
We're not doing anything here.
Tell me what.
Tom who?
Tell him and the group that's on the Zoom call what you said about meeting with Tom and the event. Get ready, Tom.
Can you turn that off, please?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna preface my remark by saying that we heard Magic Johnson speak, and we were just mesmerized, and it was an awesome speech. And then after him came Jeff somebody, and he was better yet. We were just hiring a kite. And then the last speaker was John Maxwell, and we were just floored. I mean, I don't know the adjectives to use to say how affected we were by him, but he was beyond anything. And then said I felt.
Hey, Rose and Randy, you guys are breaking up. I don't know if everybody else is having that.
So whatever you guys just did, you moved away from the something happened, Randy, and we can't understand a word you're saying. So basically what he was saying was, he's still talking, so we're going to mute him. Will you please? Yeah, so somebody mute him.
Yeah, it's not letting me mute them out.
It's even worse. All right.
Equal to.
All right. All right. So, okay, good.
Got him.
What happened. Their connection was bad. But basically what they were saying was they really got a lot out of the event, and they realized that the skills in network marketing need to be honed, and then you have to get into action. And that is something that is critically important for everybody on this call. Tammy Willis, it was so great. She got a picture of herself with John Maxwell and Paul Croto. That was really exciting. She was just amazing. Tammy, what did you take from GoPro? And the reason I'm having you I want you guys to hear this, is because you guys, I don't want you to think I am just this crazy barking chihuahua. That's what you have to get out of this thing, is I am not nuts. I promise you, I am not nuts. And I love products, and I love 5Ks, and I love Be the Change, and I love liking things on Facebook, and I like perks. but I like you guys being successful in your businesses even more. And I am completely and totally obsessed with it. This is my Zoom. I'm not going to kiss anybody's butt. I am going to tell you what I believe to be the truth, and that is that you become network marketers, professional network marketers, and you teach people to do the same thing, and your life gets better, and their life gets better, and everybody's life gets better, and it all comes with learning the skills and then getting out of your house and getting out in the world and doing this. What do you think about that, Tammy Willis?
It was awesome. You're right on, Tom. It's all about being an influencer. I think that was the biggest thing, is that no matter what I'm doing, I'm influencing somebody, either for good or for bad. And I've got to realize that I actually have something to offer, and people are looking for me. I need to get out there so they can find me, and then so I can also find them. And I think it was interesting to me just how much all the tools that we heard about, it wasn't really that it was anything new, but there's definitely something different about being live. I mean, I had watched, when they did GoPro for women, Adrian had given me access to that, and and I was just devouring that and all that information that came through that. When I was here this time, it wasn't so much that they were telling me such new concepts as I was actually, it was almost like when you're belly to belly with somebody for a CSI versus trying to do through Messenger, or kind of, it's just that personal connection that you get that you just can't put a dollar amount on it. When I first got there, I was just a general admission. And then Adrian was like, apologizing. I'm like, why? I'm at GoPro. Who cares? I'm at GoPro. I'm here to learn, so it's not about whether you have the, like you're in a VIP seat or a super VIP seat or gold or general admission. You are there, and there is just something about physically being there, eyeball to eyeball, and almost literally eyeball to eyeball. There was a couple times when Eric was just like staring right straight in my face. He was only about 3 feet out of my face, so you just really like, you're going, oh my word, it's more impactful because you're sitting there nodding. You're like, yeah. And it's interactive because you literally are belly to belly, and you're just talking to these people. And then the after times and talking to people in the hall and listening to what people are doing, even though you're not hearing their brands or their, what companies are with. We all have the same struggles. We're all having systems that we need to work. People that are stronger in their systems are jumping by leaps and bounds. We have to ask our questions. Our questions needs to be, how can we improve our system so that no matter what our product that someone's coming in, that we are successful in that system no matter what. Because some people are feeling overwhelmed. We have a lot of products, especially in longevity. And so there needs to be a set system that we're consistently doing, and everybody knows what we're doing, and in our group. And I was just really, really overwhelmed. I came back going, I've got to be a better inspiration to people, influencer. I've got to play a lot bigger than I am. And, and I realized that I had skills that I was like, oh, I actually know how to do that. And it's like, it was a confidence builder for me. I was like, wow, I actually know how to do that. Or I actually know what they're talking about, or, or I read that. And it's also just kudos to what Croto and Cheryl have done too as trainers with the Star School. Every single thing we were hearing was stuff that they've incorporated into that Star School. So those of you that are doing Star School, you are right on, and it's a great tool. So that's to edify them too. So, and it was great seeing Cheryl get her award too. So anyway.
If John Maxwell and Eric Worre had a baby, it would look like Paul Croto. That is such a terrible thing to say, and I hope he's on here, but that's the truth. He is such a student of those two people. And I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to talk to Ann Parker here after I see she's on the phone. So I'm going to go to Lorene Williamson right now. So unmute her. But the reason I'm saying this to you people, and I'm acting like such a crazy man here, is because I want you to learn the skills so bad. I am not crazy. I know that I know how to teach you how to do this. The problem with me teaching you how to do this is you wanting to listen to me and believe me. You know I believe in this. You know, I mean, something happened today that if Marianne or James was on here, you'd be blown away at who came in my office today to ask and beg to sign up in Youngevity. But the point of the matter is you have got to believe in it and Youngevity like I believe in you and that you can do it. And if you get there from here, it's all over, because this is about belief with skills. So, Lorene, what do you think of that?
Well, I think you're right on, Tom. I think this GoPro opened my eyes a lot more to the industry, not as much to each individual company or products that you carry, but in the form of giving hope to people that there is a better way. It may not be the only way. It may not be, everyone's choice of way, but that it is a better way to earn a living and help other people and do it so congruently that it gives you such satisfaction. It's untouchable and therefore you're unstoppable.
That's exactly right. Did you guys all hear that? You can make yourself so powerful here that you're unstoppable. I am unstoppable. I don't need Youngevity. I don't need hemp order on my desk. I am unstoppable. I choose Youngevity, but I don't need them. I want you to be at that same spot where you need nothing because you've got all the skills and you can take over a country if you want to. That's what I want for each and every one of you. And I know you've got that kind of gas in the tank. You've got to believe it. And most of you that are on camera that don't have light behind you, that are in a place where you're looking dark, you're not doing yourself any good. You look bad. So please, I want you to take a look at how you look on camera and say to yourself, is this how I really want to be showing up to everybody? Because you're better than that. Every one of you, I'm gonna be worse than ever before, and I was already bad enough. I know this. You're better than that. I want you guys to be movie star. I want you to be so good at presenting this, people can't tell you no. And as far as moving, there, Gary Brooks is working on it. Here's the deal. On February 2nd, 2019, Corey Gold, Tom Chenault, Denise Chenault, Louis Ariaza, Avelia Ariaza, hopefully Cheryl Morley, Scott Bardulis, Juliet Bardulis, Raymond Brown, Yolanda Brown, and myself are all going to converge on Houston, Texas, and we're going to do a leadership event on that Saturday all day long. And I don't know how close you are to Houston. Airplane flights are cheap. It's a big airport, so airplane flights are cheap. But we're going to go down there and we're going to bring the rain. We're going to do a leadership retreat that day that is going to blow your mind to get in ready for Scott Bardulis' leadership mastery. But I am telling you guys, taking the mountain and being bigger at this game than you've ever been before is my goal for you. And it's that simple. So Ann Parker, want to talk to you next. I want your optic, and then Adrian. Then I'm going to talk about influencers a little bit, and I'm going to keep giving you guys the skills. But I'm not trying to get you to go to Women's Go Pro. I'm trying to let you understand that when you go to these leadership events, you have a better chance of coming out as a leader than you knew not going. And every one of you that have these stories about not having time, not having money, not having health, that's all a lie. That's all a lie you told yourself. That's not true. What you don't have is the belief and the desire. Otherwise, you'd get there. You'd have been at GoPro, and you'd have been, and you're going to start going to these leadership things. And I know that's a harsh reality, and I'm giving myself permission to say it. I took a bunch of heat last Thursday on the One Star call because I wasn't in a culture where I could say what I really wanted to say. This is my group. This is my room. This is my commitment to you. This is not first grade. This is not second grade. This is not kindergarten. This is not preschool. This is big boy baseball doing network marketing. This is not Facebook likes. This is not wanting to be popular or anything else. It's my commitment that you guys get the life that you deserve. Whether I hurt your feelings or not, getting you there from here is of no consequence to me. I would rather have you be mad at me and you be successful than you love me and fail at this. That's how serious I am. So I'm willing to risk your wrath to push you through to get to the other side to be successful here. With that said, you've got to get in 65 days and a wake up. You've got to be playing it big. You've got to be supporting other people playing it big. And the whole story about too busy, too tired, too old, too young, I don't interview people. I want my team to interview people. I'm a supervisor. That is all hogwash. Get in there and put your spikes on and play it like you're wanting your team to play it. So, having said that, being the brutally honest man that I'm in the mood to be today, here during the Christmas season of joy, Ann Parker, what did you think of the event?
Oh man, it was good. It was good. I'll say my big takeaway. I love systems and lists, and I love that he shared. I mean, it was just broken down so simply, and I walked away from it just going, why do I have any hesitation in talking to people about this business and this, well, the amazing thing that we have in front of us? And actually just right before this call, I recorded my story. I redid my story as he told us, how to do that again. And so I recorded my story on video. I wrote it down in an email, and I'm just going to start sharing it with people in person, in email, and on video, and just throwing it out there and seeing if it's a good fit for them to join us as a business partner in building this together.
Good. But you believe in it, and you had Brett. I mean, this guy that hangs around with all these people, you brought a rock star with you. Not only did you knock down a wall to go, you knocked down a wall to get somebody to go with you because you're playing it that big, right?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely couldn't afford to go to this, but I just made it work. It worked out. And I needed to hear all that. I needed to hear it. I needed to sit there and sit on my butt for however many days we're there. I feel like I smoked about 14 packs of cigarettes, secondhand smoke. But it was amazing, and I was inspired by how many people you had there, and I can't wait until next year to bring a bunch of people with me.
Yeah, that's very cool, and that's what we need to do. Okay, Adrienne Chenault, I want you to talk about your experience there. I want you to talk about contact mapping there. I want you to talk about why it was important to have contact mapping, how it landed, and influencers. So you got a lot of work to do here.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Perfect.
I lost my AirPods. This is truly a terrible, terrible day. So I'm in a very bad mood, and I don't sound good on this thing. So here we go. But my lighting's okay. So at least that's good. Get a little lower so you can see my whole head. So it's an unbelievable event. And here's the thing. What Eric led off the whole event was this idea of influencers. And basically the whole premise was you've got people from every walk of network marketing company sitting in this room. You've got people who are in companies that people think are dying or are dying. You've got people that are in established companies that are still growing, but they're not growing that fast anymore as a whole. And you've got people that are in newer companies or companies that have just hit it or whatever it is that are in total momentum. So you've got the entire spectrum in this room. And the people who are in companies who are in this momentum are going to walk in here, strutting their stuff, thinking they're the smartest people on the planet and that they reinvented network marketing. And here's the truth. None of that is true. Your company just happens to be in a good spot right now. And you got to know that that's not going to last forever. And you got to know that your job as a leader is, and this was a word that I had to look up in the dictionary, you need to inoculate your leaders and your influencers, because what is going to happen is that you are going to run into a brick wall and the tide's going to go back against you, and you're going to figure out who you're really made of. The Pamela's going to give me the definitions because Pamela went to Harvard. So you're going to find out what you're really made of, and you're going to find out who your real leaders are when that happens, because everybody looks smart and everybody can do a great thing when people are beating down your door to do business with you. But that's not how the real world works, and that doesn't stay around for long. And he said something really profound at the end of that whole stream. He said that the real leaders and the real influencers, and he gave a list. I'm actually going to pull it up in a second. Before I give that last little nugget, he gave his definition of what an influencer does. And he said there's 5 characteristics of an influencer. An influencer is independent, they're a problem solver, they're consistent, they create action, and they have a big vision. So if you want to be an influencer, that's what it looks like. Toddy just left. She said, I've heard all this before. Why is he telling me this? So that's what it is. Independent, problem solver, consistent, create action, big vision. So your job as a leader is to, number 1, embody those things, which, if we're honest with ourselves, nobody's a 10 out of 10 on all those. So we've all got work to do. 2, to identify those in your organization. And 3, to create a space inside of your organization where that kind of person feels comfortable and grows and wants to stay around. So that's hard work, but that's what we're doing. And what he said at the end of that whole stream that was so profound to me was, he said the acres of diamonds are inside your group. So what does that mean? What that means is that if you show up the right way as a leader, and if you truly develop relationships inside and outside of your organization, and you truly embody those principles, inspire action, and look for that in others, you are going to find those people, and you're going to create those people. And I fundamentally believe that contact mapping is the key to making that happen. Because if we can't figure out how to go deep with people, if we can't create real and lasting relationships with people, and if we don't have our leaders know that we know them, that we care about them, that we trust, that they can trust us, and that we love them, then there's going to be some other shiny thing. There's going to be another shiny company. There's going to be another shiny person who's going to come up and say, I value you, man. You're a great network marketer. Why don't you come over? I'll take care of you, and I'll mentor you, and I'll do all this stuff. And so you have to, as a leader, show up as the person that will do that. And then you have to follow through and actually deliver on that promise to truly maintain, build, strengthen relationships every day with the people you already have and with the new people that are coming into your business, so that they see that that's true about you, and they're attracted to come, stay, and join you. And I know that, I don't know if that sounds easy to you or if that sounds hard to you. Wherever that lands, here's what I would say. We can get you there from here. And using the coffee shop interview, using the contact mapping app, really staying on top of this stuff, that's what's going to get you there. So Lorenzo asked what the 5 qualities were, and somebody type this if you can. It's independent, problem solver, consistent, creates action, and big vision. And I'll type them in a minute if somebody doesn't put them on there. Tom, is that good?
Yeah, that's great. All right. James Earl Moore, what'd you get out of it? Anything, or were you sleeping the whole time?
I slept most of the time.
Okay, what'd you think, Betty?
It was excellent. John Maxwell really put something out there. It's consistency. Every day he writes. Every day. What do you do on your birthday? He writes. What do you do? He thinks. He asks questions. He writes. What do you do on Christmas? I think. I ask questions. I write every day. What do you mean by that? Every day. You mean every day? Every day. So it was consistency. And I went up the wrong side of an escalator just to see if I could do it. And it was a long escalator. And I realized that not only am I going to have to turn on this horsepower to get up this thing, if I stop, I go back down. So that was an eye-opener for me.
And so you were in the office today when that guy came in, and you guys, I told this guy, he grabbed me and said, he was my upline in Nu Skin 30 years ago. And he said, I think I want to get back in network marketing. And I said, okay, good. I'll think about letting you into my company. why don't you fly to Las Vegas on your own dime and come to GoPro, and we can meet there and you can see the state of he's been out of the profession for a while. And then when he got to the office today, he said, the reason I drove all the way to Longmont to talk to you was because what you said to me on the phone when you told me to go look at 5 other companies and then come and talk to you. So I went and looked at 5 other companies, and now I'm coming to talk to you. But why in the heck would you tell me that? And I said, because, and so James was there for this conversation. And I said, because I wanted you to go look at what was out there, because I didn't want you looking at the grass being greener on the other side of the street like everybody else does. And the second, I wanted to be able to point out why Youngevity was so much better from where I stand. And if you didn't know how it was out there, you would have just been listening to somebody's Ferrari picture. And I don't want you looking at a Ferrari picture thinking that everybody's going to get a Ferrari. You told me that you had a goal of making $1 million a year inside of 23 months with massive action. That's what you told me you were going to do. And he said, yes. And I said, well, I need you to know that you don't have time to be looking left or right. You got to be going straight down the road. And basically, he had a checklist. I showed Adrian the checklist of things that he wanted to ask me about. I didn't look at any of them. I didn't go through anything. And Adrian, talk about that checklist was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Sorry. Yeah. Let me give you a little visual.
2 full pages of 3 full pages.
Three full typewritten pages of questions.
Tell them read the first paragraph.
During our initial phone conversation, you
No,
mentioned something.
read the title to the deal.
Agenda items for Tom and Chris meeting December 11th, 2018.
Elephant in the room. Where did it say that?
Elephant in the room is the heading of that. Sorry. Yeah, elephant in the room.
Then read on.
Elephant in the room. During our initial telephone conversation, you mentioned something that I would like to put to rest. You stated that you wanted to outline to me the top 5 companies to consider, and if you were to start from scratch and not be able to enroll into Youngevity, what companies you would engage with. That in mind, by the end of our meeting, I would like to know why the Youngevity Tom Chenault value proposition is my ideal fit. And if we ultimately determine that it is, I will engage in an impeccable agreement with you and develop into your #1 distributor.
Okay, that's enough.
Boom.
Okay, the reason I wanted you to hear that is if any one of you would have gotten that letter, you'd have swallowed your cigar and you'd have said, what am I going to do now? And you'd have started writing the answers to those questions on that piece of paper. I didn't answer one of them because that guy wasn't buying it. He was buying me. And I knew he was buying me and wanted a tangible excuse for being so stupid. So I just didn't even listen to it because, somebody said, how do I handle it when somebody asks me what I do for a living? You don't answer the question with unbelievable excitement is what you do. And you ask them another question. I completely control conversation with questions. I know this guy's blood type, this guy that's going to come aboard. And as he walked out of the room, so he came down there, 5 companies on his list, offers of money from a couple of those companies. What happened at the very end, James Moore?
He said, well, I'm in. And so I walked over to him and I said, welcome home. We're glad to have you.
Because it wasn't about all the questions. He wanted to know he was home. He wanted to know that if he had a goal to get someplace from here, he was able to find a company that was going to be able to get him that. That's all it is. You don't need all that. You have to have the skills to be able to get that feeling about yourself. I believe that about myself because I've learned the skills. I didn't learn the answers. I learned the skills. You're not going to get the answers from GoPro. You're going to get the skills from GoPro. The book and going to events. You're not going to get the answers going down to Houston with the dream team. You're going to get the skills. Denise is going to do a segment. Lewis is going to do a segment. Corey is going to do a segment. Avelia is going to do a segment. Raymond and Yolanda are going to do a segment. And you guys, by the way, don't call Raymond and Yolanda because I haven't even told them about this yet. So they don't even know they're doing it. So they've been 5 stars for months on end. They are unbelievable. They earned it. They deserve it. They're professional network marketers. We're doing it in their hometown. The only problem is I haven't bothered to tell them they're doing it yet. So don't call them up and say, Tom Chenault said this, or they're going to swallow their cigar and say, hey, Tom, I thought you were a contact mapper. How come you haven't called us? So it's unbelievable, you guys. This is it. This is your time in the sun. But I'm telling you what, you've got to get out of the philosophical and into action. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how many books you've read. I don't care how many conference calls you've been on. I don't care about any of that stuff. I swear to you, it's not. I know you're smart. I know you're handsome. I know you're wonderful. I know you go to everything in the world. I want to see you interviewing 2 people a day and 3-way in one. The cure for everything is talking to more people. And I'm not wrong. And I don't care if you do it on social media through funnels. I don't care any of that stuff. I don't care as long as you're getting people to talk to and you're bringing them into your business. Don't tell me anything else. I don't want to be the baby of John Maxwell and Eric Worre that ends up with Paul Croto and not putting what I learned to work in my network marketing business. Because if you're teaching people to get on conference calls all day long and read books 15 stacks high and doing all that jazz, you are inviting paralysis because you can never learn enough. But the true learning that every one of you have had in your life, the true learning has been getting your face beat in trying to do something. That's exactly what it is. And these skills that you learn are going to keep you from getting your face beat in. 65 days in a wake up is going to keep you from getting your face beat in. And I love those of you that have gone through 65 in a wake up, Peggy Gleason, and have gone back and started coaching people and encouraging people, because that's all this is all about. And it is so simple. Recognition. Next, what your homework is to get on the deal and call Annalise Brown and tell her unbelievable job on all this recognition. What she did on that form of that recognition for Cheryl Morley was unbelievable, for Cheryl getting that big award at GoPro. Unbelievable. And then you take it one more level up, Carmen Asuna, C-A-R-M-E-N Asuna. She's in Luis Ariaza's team. She has gone through all of the parameters in 5-star to become a 5-star big bonus winner. And she comes out of it at the end of this month. So she just qualified for it. So her income just spiked through the roof. If you guys get a chance, make sure you congratulate her too. Carmen Asuna. And Annalise and Lewis and everybody are going to really do a big job of edifying her. But she wasn't a network marketer. She had a company doing construction in California, and she met Lewis, and she believed in what he said, and she became a 1-star against all odds, a 2-star against all odds, a 3-star against all odds, a 4-star, against all odds, a 5-star against all odds, a Circle of Honor 5-star against all odds, a consecutive month 5-star against all odds. And now she's at a point in her business coming from 0, no company acquisitions, no big network marketer acquisitions, to making $500,000 a year next year. That's all of you. That's all of you. And that's what we're going to train in Houston, is how you get there from here and how you have to just do everything to get there from here. I know you guys can do it. I got to read some comments here. Chad Williams. We still have him? Awesome job.
I'm here.
Chad, what did you think of the event?
It was good. It was everybody was there for a reason. That who cares who's in what company?
Yeah.
I didn't care.
And you're a young network marketer, and you are now calling people in your life. I got a text message from you this morning that 5 more people in your life you called just yesterday. So he didn't do 2 copy shop interviews yesterday. He did 5 coming out of the GoPro. And Chad has never, ever, ever, ever really made it in network marketing. He just joined us a couple months ago. He lived in San Antonio, Texas. He had a food truck. He's from Indiana. He's a heck of a guy, working construction down there like 12 hours a day and coming home and trying to do network marketing. And he realized that mountain was too hard to climb from San Antonio, Texas. So he jumped in his truck and moved to Longmont, Colorado. He's now with us in Longmont because there is no way in the world this guy's is going to get stopped from having a life that he loves. Don't you guys love that? Don't you love the feeling, Chad, of being around people that are committed to you as you are committed to yourself?
Yeah, the thing is, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You got to get out of it. I mean, a couple days ago, actually it was yesterday, a guy on Facebook found his daughter, or actually his daughter found him, just like I did. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, my daughter found me, almost the same similarity. And if there's anything you need, I'm just a ear away. And he goes, I never thought anybody would say something like that. I got out of my agenda and asked him what he wanted.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And that's all you do, Chad. And every day you do the same thing, and every day you get better. Ann Parker just said, did I say a 5-star makes $500,000 a year? No, I didn't. I said that will be a 5-star who is making that. She's got a huge organization. The minimum amount of volume that you could have for 5-star in longevity is 43.5, but that could even be significantly less than that in BV with triple QV. So a 5-star can make virtually nothing, or a 5-star can be like Carmen Asuna and really make some serious dough. And that all boils down to the size of the dream. The rank doesn't pay you. The size of your dream and the level of your activity and your goals are what pay you. So no, what I was saying was Carmen Asuna was in the same boat as most of the people on this call. She had no unfair advantage. She didn't have a radio show. She didn't have insane good looks. She didn't have any of that jazz. All she had was an unbelievable desire to be successful and an unwavering commitment to follow Luis Arias's organization and his culture and his system. And the system and the culture that he's got is the same system and culture that Scott's got, the same system and culture that Raymond and Yolanda have, the same system and culture that Paul and Cheryl have, the same system and culture that, if I excluded anybody with systems and cultures, that's what they've got. And those systems and cultures are multi-level marketing. They're not online sales. They're not party plan sales. They are network marketing sales. So when you get surveys from Michelle Wallach, and you get surveys from marketing, and you get surveys from all these people, what has to come out of that is we want more systems, culture, business training, because we are in this business to build businesses. It's wonderful to have all this warm fuzzy, but at the end of the day, we need to be able to build businesses, and we need to learn how to do it. It's that simple. So, all right, anybody else got questions? And I'm watching everything. So, good. What'd you say, honey? I know that. The Christmas party starts at 6 o'clock. Look how beautiful Denise looks. They can see that you can't see them.
Oh, well, that's very sad.
That's a million of
I
them.
can't see anybody. Hello,
So,
everyone.
Yeah. So here's how.
You tell me where.
Yeah, and David Peters, you asked me about that day, and I responded that day. What you were looking for was that 4x6 matrix that's in Masters of Enrollment, where I'm showing 4 levels, 6 levels. I probably only showed 5 because I didn't want to show $60,000 a month. But basically, what I showed you in Masters of Enrollment in the coffee shop interview printed there, which is made for longevity, is that if you have 4 people on your top line doing 150 QV, you're making about $48 a month. On your second level, you've got 16 people, and you're making a couple of $100 a month, which is paying for your auto ship. On your third level, you've got 1464. I don't have any idea. 256 people on your third level, and you're making about $900 a month. On your fourth level, you've got I don't have any idea. I've got the math all jacked up off the top of my head. On your fourth level, you've got 1,024 people, and you're making about $3,200 a month. On your fifth level, you've got, that's good. That's jacked up. It's backwards. So anyway, we don't need it. I don't need it. Oh, here it is. On your top level, you've got 4. Then you've got 16, then you've got 64, then you've got 256. On your fifth level, you've got 1,024 people. On your sixth level, you've got 4,096. And all you're doing there is taking 4 people and having perfect, thank you, geometric progression there. And everybody's doing 150 BV. And the numbers on that equal $48. And then your second level, you're making 240. On your third level, you're making 912. On your fourth level, you're making 3,200. On your fifth level, you're making $12,000. That's what that's saying in perfect geometric progression. That's an example of driving your leadership legs. Those 4 people would be your 4 influencers, and you're doing everything you can to drive them. The rest of your people are the people buying the product. They're retail customers. They're people not taking it too seriously. Those are not your influencers. But if you just take your influencers and drive 4 of them 6 levels deep, you're done. And that's that simple. A lot easier said than done, but that's what she was talking about. Thank you very much from whoever, is that Pamela that did that? So, yeah, so no, I have time. That's what this is. This is about that time. So let me look real quickly and see what I've got here.
Let me say something there, Tom. Hey, I got something out of that. You've been saying it all the time. Be you.
Yeah.
Be you. And that's when I ran up against Ray Hignan. He goes, "There's a guy that doesn't mind what anybody thinks." He said, you know, I asked him. I said, how can you brand yourself? He goes, "You're branding yourself already. You're not afraid. Don't be afraid."
Yeah. And every one of you, and yeah, so he's 100% right. And somebody talked about building bricks of senior associate. I think Pamela wrote that. You guys, master the minimums. That's what network marketing is mastering the minimums. And in longevity, the mastering of the minimums that's the most important is mastering that brick rank. What does that mean? Mastering the brick rank means building senior associates. Mastering the brick rank, mastering the minimums, the minimum amount of money that you have to have, the minimum amount somebody to become a senior associate is 200 themselves, 3 people on their top line doing 100 apiece, and then 1,000 QV in their first 3 levels. If you can master those minimums right there and build an organization of that, everybody's getting a check. No one will ever quit your business. You will have 0 churn and the party will be over. But you've got to master those minimums. What other minimum do you master? 1 star. What's that? 5,400 in your first 3 levels and 3 senior associates on your top 3 levels. 5,400 in your first 3 levels. three senior associates on your top line, and you doing 250, and all of a sudden you mastered the minimums and you're a 1-star. Master those minimums. That's not hard to do. Master the minimums. How's that grab you? Isn't that cool? All right, I'm learning more all the time. I'll be right there. Denise is getting crazy that I'm going to be late for this party, and I'm the reason I'm doing it. I know you didn't say a word, and I love you, but oh, she's not getting crazy either. That was a bad terminology. Hi, Jenna. The whole thing boils down to this. No, I love you. Hang on a second. I think I just got in trouble. I can tell you. Doggone it. I shouldn't have said she was getting crazy about that. But Adrian's in his car. He's headed to the party. He can't be late. Nobody can be late to this party. But last week, I was at GoPro, and I left you guys on the beach. And we didn't cancel it till the last minute because I didn't think we'd have to cancel it. And then I left you on the beach, and there's no way I'm leaving you guys on the beach 2 weeks in a row. Parties are great, but that isn't what pays my mortgage. Parties are great, but that isn't what pays your mortgage. I can get late. I can get to the party late. Nobody even really is going to miss me if I get to the party late. I get to this party late, and I start organizing my life around parties instead of organizing my life around this business, and all of a sudden I start losing my edge. And when I start organizing my life around parties, I call you on the phone and say, how come you weren't on the call? And you say, I had a party, and I'm all mad at you because you didn't organize your life around this call. You come back to me and say, guess what, Tom? Guess what, Tom? Guess what, Tom? And we are not going to play this game called Guess What, Tom. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to lead you. I'm here to be that person for you that is going to take you to the next level. And my intensity, I can tell you, I know you feel it, is up. My intensity is like I'm not letting anybody be behind that doesn't want to go. And that means that we all have to get better. We have to master those minimums. We have to get better at what we are already doing to the point that nothing stops us. Nothing stops us. Period. So what's stopping you right now? It's probably, I don't have money, I don't have time, I don't have knowledge, I don't have this, I don't have that. That's what's stopping you right now. Punch that little guy right in the face. Because anybody that was at GoPro is going to tell you that there were a lot of, every one of them was going, holy cow, look at him, look at her, they're successful and I'm not. How did that even happen? Look at me, look at them, I'm smarter than that. I'm better than that. How did they get there and I didn't? Because they punched that little guy right in the nose. That guy saying, I can't do it, that you don't have time, that you don't have money, that you don't have the right company, you don't have the right comp plan, you don't have the right this, you don't have the right upline, you don't have whatever. It is all a lie. I will tell you, and this is not arrogant, this is nothing more than a fact. There is not one person in that room of 10,000 people that Eric Worre talked more about than me. Not one person in the crowd. Not Jeff Roberti, the $100 million guy. Not one person at GoPro was talking more about than me. And why did Eric Worre do that? Because he knows what we're doing with the coffee shop interview, with contact mapping, what we're doing in network marketing is better and bigger than anything any of those other people are doing. That's why he kept talking about us. I promise you that. So to you, I say, be better. I can't make you better. You got to meet me halfway. And anybody is able. Knowledge is not what it's cracked up to be. From Dr. Peggy Gleason. Dr. Peggy Gleason. Duke University. Knowledge is not what it's cracked up to be. No, use your heart. Get in there. Go to 65 days and wake up. The Hair on Fire call, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, and I'm going to tell you this just because it's important. I've changed the Hair on Fire call every morning. And some of you have noticed it and some of you haven't. because I missed something really important because I'm an idiot. And that was the human component, the human touch. The reason that we get on the Hair on Fire call is to get all the updates from Lanny, and then to be a part of something bigger than we are and feel like we're a part of it. So I would get on there on speaker, and it would be like a little click. And the click would be me, Marianne, Lanny, Pamela, sometimes Victoria, and that was probably it, that we're all on the speaker side of the microphone. And all of a sudden, the great Rebecca Coleman said, Tom, why don't we do this? Why don't I send you all the names of all the people on the call, and you say something nice about them every day? And I said, that sounds daunting, because I'm usually driving and I usually don't have my glasses on, and there's a million. So the little guy goes, oh, that's too much work. So I started doing it. And I started getting notes from you guys like every day, just saying, thanks for mentioning my name. So then I thought, well, what the heck? If mentioning their name means something, why don't I say something nice about anybody I know on there? Like Jennifer Bishop got a new phone today. Everything I can think of that is nice, I'm going to start saying about all of you guys and working into the call. It may last a little longer, but I know you're out there. I know what you're going through. I know that I love you. I know that Linda Tyler gets on here every day and does that. And that little, oh man, I cannot believe it. Somebody that she introduced, just saying nice stuff about people. Let's love like crazy, then love more. That's supposedly who I am. But instead, I'm up there broadcasting like a radio broadcaster instead of making it interactive. So now we're doing that, and it's gotten better. And all I want to do is get better and better and better and better and better. And hell yes, it's hard reading all those names as I'm driving down the road, hoping I don't get hit by a train. But you know one thing right now? I know it matters. I know it matters to you. And I know it's making me better. Get on the Hair on Fire call. Get on that call in the morning. Bring your people. Send me a text message saying, I got a new person on here. Say something cool about them. And let me rip their face off for you. Because that's what I do. That's what you hired me for. I'm not a good network marketer. I know that. I know that. But I'm one heck of an edifier. I'm one heck of a lover. in the right way. So anyway, now that we mention it, no, I'm kidding. That's that simple. I promise you. That's what we inspire. We love hearing the sound of our own name. Look at any picture you look at. Go look at a group picture right now. That you're in. Go look where your eyes go. Right through the picture and find yourself, see how you look, and then you look at everybody else. And don't lie. That's what you do. That's what I do. That's exactly right. You listen for your name on that call. And you say, I checked in and she didn't put my name, and all of a sudden you're all wigged out because Peggy missed your name. Not Peggy, Rebecca. And David Peters, I love you. And your Facebook Lives are getting better all the time. You guys, play it big. You guys, play it bolder. Fire that little guy on your shoulder, Barbara Stalling. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's it. Lisa Lee, I love you. P.F. Thomas, I love you. You're in here. You're on here. This goes someplace. This is it. And I'm going to start getting even more brutally honest. I am telling you, this is not politics. This is not the Democrats versus the Republicans. I'm only going to say, or the Republicans versus the Democrats. I didn't say, or the Libertarians. We are not fighting here. We're getting along. I'm going to love you all the way to the bank. And I'm going to love you hard. Sometimes I'm going to tell you things that you might not want to hear. Hopefully I do it in sidebar instead of in front of people. But I'm such an idiot. Sometimes I get carried away and I say something rotten to you. Robert Estes, if you guys know Robert Estes, he said I chastised him on 65 days in a wake-up call. I didn't. But he read it that way like I did. I love him. I haven't seen him since. I've left him a couple messages. You guys see him, you talk to him, you tell him Tom Chenault loves him. Because it breaks my heart that he thinks I said something bad to him. Because I can't afford to do that. I'm getting too old. I need 6 pallbearers. And I got to make sure there's 6 out there. I can't, 5 as big as I am, they drop the casket. So we need 6, I promise you. So that's that simple. So it's 5:30. I have to go. The party is at 6 and it's like 45. I don't even know where the party is. Adrian, where's the party? Somebody tell me where the party even is.
It's in Berthoud at the Grace Place Church.
Okay, I know where that place is. Okay, I can get there in time. So I love you guys. Somebody put the Hair on Fire call up before we turn this thing off. It's the
Already
normal.
did.
And Linda Tyler. Somebody put Linda Tyler's phone number up. If you don't know where the Hair on Fire call is, that means you're not on the daily text messages from Linda Tyler. If you're not on the daily text messages from Linda Tyler, you shouldn't even be in Youngevity. You should quit right now. I am telling you, it is that serious because she takes the time all day long. Linda, I can see you on here. Is that automated or are you that unbelievable? Is that automated? I type yes or no. Because I'm telling you what, she sends these things out. I mean, and then is it automated? Or do you just do it?
No, it's not automated.
You are unbelievable.
No, I send them out.
You guys.
But everybody's in a group, so I just.
So what?
Push a couple buttons.
So what? Just your commitment is beyond belief. And somebody just typed that it starts at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is really early in the morning. Go to bed earlier. And here's the deal there. God, it's like lunchtime on the East Coast. No wonder Peggy Gleason's always on. But the fact of the matter is get on there, but get on there like at 6:25 or 5 minutes before, and get into the culture called saying good morning and talking to these people. You can't believe the family. And then what happens? It starts right on the dot at 30 minutes after, and then they do Lanny Sharp or Marianne or Pamela or Lorene do updates that are off the chart. Everything you can't find on the website, they talk about. So you don't have to go into the website every day and blow your brains out because you weren't on Youngevity RC, you were on Youngevity.com, and you weren't on HempFX, or you weren't on the app. None of that has to matter anymore because we update you every day on the Hair on Fire call. And then I come on for about 10 minutes if I wake up and do Fire and Brimstone, which will blow your socks off. And then I read what Rebecca Coleman just did. Oh, Lance Gordon, I forgot him. He's good. Stan Dennison, he's on there all the time helping out. Raymond and Yolanda are helping out. All the people that are kind of like pinch hitters for me when I screw up and don't show up. I love all of you. I love it. Okay, so get on the text list. Don't turn this thing. Yeah, this meeting's got to end. Yeah. James Moore is trying to get to the party, and James Moore just wrote me a private message going, Tom, if you don't get off this thing and get to the party, we're all going to get killed because he's late too. Chad, do you even know about the party? Make sure you go to the party. You don't need a ticket. I'll get you in. Go buy King Soopers and buy a pressed ham or some Spam or something. So it's a potluck. Bring some Spam. They'll love the Spam. Go get a can of Spam. Don't even bring a can opener. I love you guys. I'll talk to you all later. Thank you. Too fun.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Spam.
Everybody.
You guys.
Hey, Roger.